welcome back to my channel. I'm your favorite girl, Diva, and if you are new to my channel, you're most definitely welcome. If you are not new and you a day one, stay one, hey boo, what's good, what it do? But if you're new, back to you. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It does help me out a lot. Give this video a thumbs up. And we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. So we are reviewing the episode All Aboard the Gaslight Express, which is episode 2 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14. We really didn't see much of Sheree and Kenya in this episode. They started it off, I believe, let me check my note. They were in the second scene of the episode, but pretty much after that we really didn't see them. So they showed them in like filler scenes and stuff like that. I just threw my scrunchie. So it starts off with Sonya. Her mom and dad just came back from Jamaica, and they brought a whole bunch of like jerk sauce and Jamaican patties. And Sonya reveals, like, if you've seen her talk show, oh my gosh, if you've seen her review on the Wendy Williams, you already knew that she lives with 10 people. She moved her family to Atlanta. She lived with her husband, her son, her mom, her dad, her sister's husband, and her sister's husband's 2 kids. That's 9 though. Oh, plus her, I guess. Her mom, her dad, her husband, her mom, her dad, her son, her sister, her sister's husband, and her 2 kids. Who's the 10th person? Kenya goes over to Chateau Sheree, and Sheree gives her a tour, and the first place she takes her is the basement, because that's the place that Kenya was talking so much crap about. Like, why would you sneak into somebody's basement? It should have been somebody down there waiting for you. So that's neither here nor there, but her basement looks so good. The ceilings are very high, and I'm glad Kenya did give her props. I ain't gonna say she's not a hater, but in that moment she wasn't being one. So they get into some couch conversation, and Kenya tells Sheree how her and Drew have kind of the same assistant, and the assistant that they share together has been going to Drew and running her mouth, or running his mouth, because we don't know if it's a girl or a boy, I don't think. And they also said that Sheree has not paid them. So we'll see more of that in the next episode when Kenya throws Brooklyn's little birthday party. But I don't know, like, is it me, or is Kenya also low-key the bone collector? Because it's given very much that. She calls Sonya the bone collector, number 2, but it seems like we're gonna give her a chance. Like, this is a new season. We're not gonna go hard on Kenya. Like, I'm trying to give everybody a new chance, a clean slate, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm just pointing out she's giving very much bone collector tease. So Ralph and Drew, we meet up at their house, and they're having dinner at the time. They have a private chef over cooking them some dinner, and Ralph brings up the archive event that Milo threw, and that's how they get into the assistant. So Drew brings up the assistant, and Ralph hurried up and says, I already fired her, I fired her. Okay, so if you fired her, you're no longer in contact with her. He said, I didn't say that. What do you mean? Like, why are you being a weirdo? What's wrong with this man? What's wrong with this man? He then goes, I never told you. He says, I told you I fired her. I never told you that I stopped communicating with her. If you fired her, why are you in communication with her? That doesn't make sense. You want to talk to somebody? Talk to your wife. Talk to your kids. Talk to the dog. Talk to the flower pot. Why are you talking to someone that you fired? A woman at that. That doesn't make sense. It's also sad, in Drew's confessional, they asked her, do she feel like Ralph is gaslighting her? And she had to look up the word. Everything under the word definition gaslight, they should just put Ralph's face right there. You sitting there saying how when you have a serious conversation with him, you want to confront him about some stuff, you feel like you're in the dryer on tumble, because it's like just going around and around, and it's almost like he's trying to confuse you. He's gaslighting you, fam. Like, what don't you understand? And then when, like, they're trying to talk, and she's saying, I never really want you to resent me for stuff. He said, I resent you for a lot of things, but we ain't gonna get into that. Why are you together? Why are y'all with each other? I don't get it. He's a dickhead. I was just saying, he's a dickhead, and I don't like him. You a liar and the truth ain't in you. I don't like you, Ralph. I don't like you. Ever since that thing from Tampa, like, you was cool in the beginning. You was cool season 13. It was cute. You was still ugly. But once that, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, because I could give it to Ralph, but I don't really want to do that right now, because clean slate. So we find out Kandi is a producer of a Broadway play, and it is an all-black cast, and she's breaking records. Like, I don't know if she said there's never been an all-black cast, but let's give her props. Props where props are due. So we'll toot her horn for that. And Todd and Kandi get into a conversation about how she is kind of feeling overwhelmed, and Todd goes, well, why are you feeling overwhelmed? You work so much, aka like you really do. She literally could stop. Honestly, I feel like it's because she's trying to take care of her family, which she doesn't have to do, especially at this point. If they don't got enough saved up from what you've been doing for them and giving them, that's their business, and not your job to take care of 50 people in the family just because you came up and you got rich. That's not your job. If anything, yeah, take care of your mama, granted. But everybody else, they better get their retirement or find them a hustle. Like, go do something. That doesn't make sense for you to be working 10, 15, 57 jobs and you never see your husband. So she goes, well, you're always running off to Miami. What are you doing in Miami? And he was like, I'm hanging out. You ain't home. Like, she's saying how since they don't really work together no more, they don't really spend that time no more. They spent most of the time while they were working, because they always work together, especially on projects. So Kandi's like, never mind that, let's check out the house. They go down to the pool because they need to reconstruct and finish the pool house and the guest house. We get to the pool house, and that's where the conversation comes up about Todd's condo that he has in New Jersey. So she's saying how she doesn't really like the condo, especially because her name is not on it, and number two, he shared it with his ex-girlfriend from probably 8-10 years ago. And he said she just never took his name off the lease, but I think she took hers off. So he's just paid it off, and he makes, say he Airbnbs it or rents it to someone, he makes $7,000 a month. So why would he give that up? And he was like, I tell you all the time, you can always stay there. Oh, excuse me. We can always stay there, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, my name ain't on the condo. And then we find out that his name is not on the house that they share as a married couple. Like, y'all have been married for how long now, and his name is still not on the house that y'all share, sleep together in every night. And he was saying how Kandi, I guess, said how she doesn't really care if her name is on something that Todd shared with another woman. And Todd said, you know how many men probably done been in his house? It was giving very much shade. You know how many men done been in this house all up and through? Like, I'm not really worried about that. He gets that he's with her now and they're with each other. He was like, she probably didn't even flip the mattress over when I got there. But they're together. So that's really all that matters. She married him. Like, he sees the bigger picture, but she don't. But she's a Taurus. She's very stubborn. I know because I have one of my own. We go to Marlo's scene, and Marlo meets Kandi at the factory, the candy factory that is. And Marlo goes because she is now a single mother technically, and she has these 2 boys. She's a single mutty. And she goes to Kandi for some advice because she wants them to have everything that they never had, but at the same time she don't want to do too much and give them too much too fast. So shut up. Shut up. Oh, I thought I deleted all my notes. I thought I deleted all my notes. Oh my gosh. She's worried she's giving them too much, but she wants to make sure they feel loved. So Kandi brings up a good point. Why does everyone think that being black equates to struggle? She was like, the school that they go to, everybody is driving up in Mercedes and da-da-da. You can afford to give it to them. Why do they have to feel left out? They have it. Let them have it. Like, they didn't have it before and they was doing just fine. So I think it's okay. I ain't gonna say buy nobody a $15,000 suit for no prom or no homecoming, because that's a bit ridiculous, but they is in Atlanta. So, and that's another thing. No one actually pronounces it Atlanta. The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's Atlanta. 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 That's it, that's all. Candy actually gives her really good advice, and then Marlo goes, well, why don't you ever invite me over there sometime, let them see how y'all, because you have a big family. And I think that would be a good idea, but she really don't have a big family at the moment, because she just has the little boy, I think Blaze, and the other little one. So she has 2 little ones at the house. Riley's off to college, and I think the other girl, Todd's daughter, lives in New York, so they wouldn't be there. And I feel like those are the only ones that are around their ages. They don't want to hang out with a bunch of babies now. No. We fast forward to Drew, and she's doing her little workout program, even though we only seen 8 seconds, probably 5 seconds of this, and then she just immediately picked up the phone. Like, if you have a workout session or a workout program, dropping it with Drew, you would want to show more than 5 to 8 seconds, you would think. Unless you're really not dropping nothing, you're really not working out. Like Sonya called her out on the first episode of this season. Like, how you gonna have a workout program called Dropping It with Drew, and Drew can't even drop it into a squat? I mean, we was all thinking it, and Sonya said it. So, and that's her friend. So, yeah. They say, okay, it's about to start raining, let's go inside. Now, if you're really working out, it's about to start raining, you still finna work out. Because I know I am. You're gonna get wet when you go home and take a shower, so you might as well finish. But that's me. Like, hurry up and take this off, throw it in the bushes, and we finna keep this workout going. Took a little break, but we did leave off on Drew and Ralph. So Drew pulls Ralph to the side, and he says, I want to talk to you about something. And Drew was like, oh, you're kind of catching me off guard. Like, she was either scared from what he was about to say, or do he beat you? Like, do he be beating you? I feel like they be in the house tussling a little bit, but I don't really want to say it, because why would she be scared for? So he tells her that he pretty much want to take her out on a date and do something nice with her. He's gonna surprise her with something cute. So the next scene, Todd meets up with Ralph and Fine Behind Salt and Pepper Ross Aaron, or Aaron Ross, but we're gonna probably call him Ross for the next few episodes, because they kind of put Aaron as his name and then Ross in parentheses. So they started about having kids and how is kids, and Todd was saying how he's getting a colonoscopy because he's 40 something and he want to be around for the kids because he has little kids. Aaron says, or Ross, he says he wants more kids, but Sonya ain't really ready for that yet. And then they start talking about Ralph's assistant. And then that's when things go crazy. And I'm glad Todd and Ross was trying to put him, they was trying to let him know, like, you need to keep your wife happy and stop being stupid, in a way of how a guy would say it. And I feel like he didn't, but I hope Ralph took it into his head and not his heart. So Ralph tries to explain the situation about how, and when he was explaining it, especially in his confessional, it was literally like you're on tumble dry. But I'm just like, why is he's just rambling about a bunch of nothing. Like, he doesn't get straight to the point, which I hate small talk. Tell me the issue. Tell me what it is so we can get through it and not go around it. Like, I like the guy's dynamic. It kind of gives me Housewives of New Jersey, or when Peter and Apollo and Todd and Greg used to meet up and have their little kikis. And I think they was doing that before the Jersey Husbands. But the Jersey Husbands, they be getting up and kikiing together. And I think that's really cute. So I do hope that they bring that dynamic to the Real Housewives of Atlanta men, because I think that would be cute. I'm glad that Todd do got something, because he don't got Peter no more. That's probably why he be going to Miami. But we move on to Marlo. But let me go back to Ralph, because he is just a moron when he talks. He probably think and that's a psychopath. You probably think you are the smartest person in the room, but you really sound dumb. Like, he makes me feel like taking my wig off and throwing it across the room. Like, he's such a moron. He's so dumb. Marlo's oldest nephew is going to, I keep wanting to say prom, but he's going to homecoming. And he doesn't know how to dance. But Marlo did teach him what she was kind of trying to teach him how to dance, but she was being very much aggressive. And she know that when he goes to his homecoming, they're not going to be dancing like this. They're going to be dancing like this. and all that. So I don't know why she was trying to be cute for the cameras, but I'm glad she did teach him about the Me Too movement. And if somebody says no, that means no. That doesn't mean maybe. That doesn't mean let me think about it. It means no, absolutely not, until I say otherwise. We realized that Marlo has, I don't know if I never realized it, so I'm gonna say I realized that Marlo had a rough upbringing. Her mom was abusive, and she was abusing drugs and alcohol. She would come home and beat her, she said, every day. And she said when she got into the foster system, that was her safe haven. Like, do you know how bad your life at home gotta be for you to want to go to foster care? And that's like your head. So Marlo gets them together. He's walking down, and I'm just like, the whole time I was like, his suit is cute, but why is he wearing high waters? Is it me? Why is he wearing high waters? Like, that's not cute. That's not the move. It ain't never been the wave. Like, why are you? I don't want to see your ankles nor your socks. Put your pants down. Like, so at that point, if you wearing high waters and you standing up and you sit down, you know how they do that little hike up the pants and sit down. Your pants finna be on your kneecaps. Drew goes to her surprise with Ralph, and he does it right. He starts it off perfect. He sends the glam team to her house, get her makeup done and hair. He has someone bring her an outfit to wear so she doesn't have to like, think in her head, what am I gonna wear? Am I gonna be dressed for the occasion? He figures everything out for her. He sends a car to pick her up and bring her to him for the date, and everything is perfect up until the moment that Ralph opens his mouth. So like, I know that sounds bad, and that's because it is. Like, everything was literally perfect until she got in front of Ralph and he started talking. They try to get into, he was like, pretty much they try to get into some real talk, and he was like, I just want to have a good night. I don't really want to talk about that. And she was like, well, I want to talk about my feelings. And he said he only wanted to talk about good things, but she was like, okay, well, there's not only good things that's happening right now. We have real stuff that's happening. We have real life that's happening. And he was like, well, you know what? I'll make you a therapy session. I'll set you up a therapist. I'll pay for it. And she was like, you know what? And I'll do the same for you. So he was just, it seemed like he was getting mad at the fact that he was throwing shade at her. She was catching it and slinging it back. Like, it seems like he was mad at that. So he says, you know what? I'm gonna also get you a session because you need to learn how to talk to a man. And she said, at the same time, she said, I said, who is he talking to? Yeah, y'all be on some tussle. Y'all be tussling in the house. I know you do. Because the way like, what? Are you okay? Drew was pretty much trying to communicate with Ralph, and he summed it up to saying, tonight isn't the night to fix nothing. I just want to have a dinner with you, and that's not happening. So you know what? Maybe I'm doing too much. I don't know why I did this. I regret doing all of this. And I was, what sign are you? Are you a Scorpio? Because I used to date a Scorpio who was just pitiful. So I ain't even gonna call you out, but his name started with a K. So anyhow, I was just like, this is just terrible. And it was literally perfect. The night was, I thought, would have went a 10. But as soon as she got in front of Ralph and sat down and Ralph started opening his mouth, it was just downhill from there. It was downhill from there. Everything just was downhill from there. She was crying, like she was emotional, and he was just sitting there like, I don't care. I don't care. She got inside and he didn't even look to see where she was going. He just kept looking straight. He was like, I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. Da, da, da. And that's how the episode ended. So he was like he pretty much walked off and left her sitting there when she came back. And I was like, do you want to be a girl, bro? Like, do you want to be a girl? Do you want to be a girl? Like, if you do, just say that. Because I don't know how their off-camera life is, but I just don't like Ralph. I'm gonna just say it right now. Everything that I'm seeing from him, I don't like him. I don't trust him, and I don't know how Drew trusts him. Every chance he gets to make her look dumb on camera, he does. So I can imagine what he does in private. And like I said in the beginning, we really didn't see any much of Sheree or Kenya. We know we're gonna see her the next episode, but that was pretty much the whole episode. That was episode 2, season 14 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All aboard the Gaslight Express, and that was very much what it was. I really hope that Drew and Ralph can get, not even Drew, but Ralph need to get himself together, get his mind right, because he is saying some very dumb stuff like, I'm a man, da 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 da. He had to fire the assistant because she offered him a massage, and when they asked what was his response to her, he said, you know, I'm a man. You don't know what a man is, or you wouldn't be saying I'm a man. You wouldn't have to prove that you're a man so much. You don't know what a man is, clearly. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I don't really want to keep giving it to Ralph the way I'm giving it to him. And I hope you stayed until the end. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know how you felt about this episode because it had me literally in the dryer. I was flipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I need to wash my face and get ready for work in the morning. I'll see you guys in my next video, and until next time, I miss you guys already. Bye. See you next Sunday, same time, same place.